Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about a channel known as Slapped Ham. Some of you may already be familiar with it. It's basically a ghost story channel for entertainment purposes. Callan is the guy that usually narrates it. And even though I'm a skeptic, I ain't gonna lie, I look at ghost story now and then. But this particular episode that aired on October 3rd, 2019 really gave me twitch eye. I mean, there were two clips in this episode that made me go, what the actual do you think you're looking at? Because the answer is so obvious. So I'm going to do that here. And I'm going to show you the clips I'm talking about from that Slapped Ham episode. If you want to look at it in detail, it will be linked below so you can do that. So any video you see is not mine. It's taken directly from this episode that aired on this date. Just so you know. Okay, now we're going to talk about two clips. This is one of two because it's the first one out of the two in chronological order. Often when I was growing up, I would hear people talk about seeing things in the sky, UFOs. Now, UFO means unidentified flying object, but some people think that's a synonym for alien spacecraft, so we're just going to go with that. We're going to roll with that, all right? And I remember skeptical people such as myself trying to sit there and explain some of these things and saying things that seemed like it didn't make sense to me, like, oh, people can mistake swamp gas or the planet Venus for alien spacecraft. And I'm like, no way, no one's that thick. Well, you're gonna see someone's that thick, and it's Venus. Now, the planet Venus, background, second closest planet to the sun. And so it's always observed from our vantage point, since we're further out from it, it's always relatively close to the sun. And as the sun sets and rises, it's the brightest thing in the sky. You may not even see any other stars in the sky, but you'll see Venus. That's why it's often referred to, even though it's a planet, it's just a name. Go back to your whole semantics, people, okay? It's called either the morning or the evening star, depending on if you're observing it in the morning or the evening. And in this case, it was the morning, because I'm going to sit there and take at face value that it was filmed at 4 a.m. and that made me instantly know what it was. And you can see for the video that this thing is definitely right around dawn. And it's the brightest thing in the sky, and it's near the horizon. It's Venus. It's Venus. It's not an alien craft. I know in the video it sat there and said that the spaceship disappears, but it does in the video, and I got to go by what's visible. So let's watch this and let's talk about it.
Slapped Ham viewer Claire Suleiman shared this truly perplexing video shot on an iPhone by her teenage daughter. It was taken in Altrincham, UK at around 4 a.m. When the young girl glanced up into the sky in the wee hours of the morning, she spotted something that no one has been able to explain. The video appears to show a ring of light hovering in the dimly lit sky. According to the girl who shot the video, the object remained hovering in the sky for around 30 minutes. Whatever it was, the object never moved as the teenager watched in confusion. Then it simply disappeared. Although the object appears too far off to really determine what it was, the shape resembles numerous other mysterious videos that claim to depict alien crafts hovering in the sky. Often, UFOs are said to be saucer-shaped and from a distance appear as rings. In the dim light of the early morning sky, it's possible that only lights lining the outside of the alien saucer were visible from the ground. As there's no human crafts that are made in a round shape such as the one shown in the video, it seems probable that the flying object captured in this video is indeed an alien craft.
Okay, now as you can see, something else other than the obvious fact that this is Venus is they talk about it being recorded and having this ring around it, thus for it's obviously something abnormal in the sky. Let me tell you something about your smartphone, which is what I'm recording this off of. It's not very good at picking objects away that are, I don't know, a few 100,000 kilometers away, and a pin light source. Many of you know that if you try to record with a smartphone at night, you zoom into a point light source, that it'll get that ring effect a lot of times because the thing only has about a 2.5 optical zoom on it. It's not a magical reality detector, and it's a digital device. So the fact that this thing looks perfectly round with a ring around it has nothing to do with what it actually is. So, all those years ago, and I'm like, how could someone mistake Venus for an alien spacecraft? Well, here you are. Before I get into video 2 of 2, some of you may have noticed I drew a little kitty, not a very good one, cartoon kitty on the board while I was ranting about that first video. Because the second video has to do with CCTV night footage, which means, it has night vision on it. Now, as most of us already know, and even Slapped Ham will admit a lot of times, CCTV, closed caption television, is not the most reliable thing, especially at night. These cameras are there to sit there and capture movement, what's going on. They generally are really low resolution. You kind of have to have them to be, especially if you're recording hours upon hours of footage, unless you have professional equipment, which most of us don't, like me, because I'm recording this with an iPhone. So everyone is pretty much aware of that. So things moving fast, especially at night, can get blurred, or as in the case you're going to see here, something really close to a grayscale in the background can look transparent. Why? Because they're the same thing and the camera can't focus and discriminate it because it's just seeing the same shade of gray. So let's watch the video first and then we'll talk about it.
Mysterious videos don't just capture shadow people on film. Evidently, shadow animals may walk among us. This video, shared by Jessa Simone, seems to depict cats made of shadow. The video, captured by a doorbell camera, shows the front porch of a house in the dark of night. In the shadows near the front stairs, there appears to be 2 sets of glowing cat eyes peering out from the darkness. This isn't entirely unusual. Stray cats often search for cozy places to curl up for the night. This theory seems to be confirmed when a cat trots across the porch. However, as the glowing eyes look on, the feline is followed by another cat, this one made of shadows. You might be thinking that this was just a glitch in the camera. However, shortly after the first shadow cat disappears into the darkness, the eyes watching from the stairs seem to move out from the darkness and slide across the porch. These felines too seem to be made entirely of shadow. What were these mysterious felines that appeared on our viewers' camera footage? One possibility is that these cats, similar to the shadow people, are the physical manifestations of deceased creatures. Another theory is that these cats were the shadowy familiars of terrifying dark witches. It isn't clear why the eerie cats were lingering on the porch late at night, but their appearance is certainly spine-chilling.
Okay, so now you've seen the video. Can you figure out what's going on here? I can, because it's pretty obvious. You got low resolution CCTV outside of a house. There's no ghost cats here. Now, one cat who disappears is obviously the same grayscale as the background. The camera cannot differentiate, so it appears to disappear. But where are all these other ghost cats coming from? Anyone who owns a cat or has ferals in the neighborhood will know that sometimes the females get a little friendly. And what I mean by that is they go into heat and they're looking for a John. What this camera is capturing is a female cat in heat, and all those other little eyes in the background, because the camera isn't focused that far away, are her male suitors to keep it PG. So that's all this is. There's nothing remotely supernatural about this. So I've just talked about 2 videos on Slapped Ham within the same episode that really got me annoyed and triggered, so I felt I needed to rant about it. But anyway, that's it. If you have any questions or comments or want to add anything, please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video.